The chaos continues on the road to the Final Four. Welcome into Moss Arts Center, where we don't wake up, we rise and shine. I'm Robert Bateman, joined alongside Will Lachlan and Nels Williams, bringing you this week's edition of the 3304 Tip-Off Show.
How big is the chip on their shoulder, and what flavor is it, Rob?
First I'd have to say the flavor, sour cream. Come on. But
Not white cheddar?
Not white cheddar. I can see
Okay,
jalapeno,
right.
but not white cheddar.
Gotcha.
All right. But as far as the chip size, I'd go as far to argue that it really isn't that large. I mean, we're talking like a small Pringle, if anything. Seeing as they've come into the FBS, and in less than 5 years, they're already in and out of the rankings. Plus, their all-time record in Division I play is 34-13. And if you ask me, that's pretty solid.
Well, a tall task for sure. And with more on the Panthers, who are on the prowl for the top of the ACC, here's our very own Ishan Lamba. Well, Kyle, even though you don't have your glasses, hindsight's 20/20 for the Hokies.
Oh, okay.
And it really comes down to a lot of people say that loss of Hunter Couture in the middle of the season, where they lost 7 games straight, was the problem. But for me, the biggest problem, the road losses. They're 1-8 on the road, and if you're not winning away from home, you're not going to have a good season. The Hokies were gobbling in the New River Valley, and they got to host the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2004. But due to NCAA regulations, they weren't actually allowed to play their infamous Enter Sandman. But the Castle Guard took things into their own hand and decided to sing it themselves. Here, check it out.
What's the roof for this team headed into Greensboro and then dancing into March?
Well, Kyle, they say the sky's the limit, but the Hokies are definitely shooting for the stars.
Dude, you're on fire today.
Dude, I don't know. Today, I didn't wake up. I rise, and I'm shining. But let's get back to business.
Okay.
So this team, it really feels like it's a championship or bust mentality. I don't know about you guys, but that's just how I see it. Thanks, Ryan. Well, before we move on forward to tomorrow's game, let's take a step back in time before Virginia Tech's last matchup away against Georgia Tech, where there was something special taking place in the New River Valley. And for more on that, we'll send you to Kyle Marshak. I like that one, sticking with your guts. Well, for me personally, I'm going to have South Carolina and Iowa, Virginia Tech and Villanova, and then I'll have South Carolina beat Iowa to make it to the finals, and Virginia Tech beating Villanova to make it to the final. So South Carolina versus VT, who do I think's got it all? I don't think anyone's stopping the Gamecocks this year. I think they come away with the win. Well, guys, I'm just excited for a great weekend of basketball, and I think it's about time we wrap things up here. So I'd like to give our special thanks to our reporters, Ishan Lamba, Ryan Wilkes, Kyle Marshak, Gavin James, and Simone Cotterell. For Ethan Owens and Nels Williams, my panelists, I'm Robert Bateman. See you next week. Well, Ethan, let's talk here for a second coming after that that Notre Dame timeout. 18-7 your score, a 6-0 run to start the second quarter for Louisville. What's going wrong for Notre Dame?
Yeah, they just can't get it going on the defensive end. I mean, Citron's getting fouled a lot, but they're really not doing anything shooting the ball wise. They are still 3 for 17. Haven't even got a shot off this quarter yet.
And so Louisville stays in that press. It's Citron getting across half court. 24 seconds on the shot clock. She kicks to Prosper on the left wing. Inside to Bransford. Bransford works to the right. Tries to find Ebo. Goes over the head of Prosper, and Notre Dame keeps the struggles going. It'll be Louisville ball on the baseline.
Turnover number 9 for Notre Dame.
9 turnovers in only 12 minutes of play. Something definitely going wrong. Robinson hands off to number 13, Marshall. Harris gets it on the baseline, misses the layup. Rebound by Russell, and she gets it to go. 20-7 now your score. Louisville exploding for 8 points to start the second quarter with a 13-point lead. Bransford gets across the timeline. 20 seconds on the shot clock for Prosper on the straightaway. Hand off to Citron. You'd have to expect she'd start to take over to get Notre Dame back in it.
It's definitely going to take that.
And Citron goes down, kicks to the corner to Bransford. Left corner, Bransford brings it back to the straightaway. Pass inside to Ebo, isn't collected. It's going to be Westbeld who comes away with it. Turnaround 2, doesn't fall. Rebound by Bransford for the Fighting Irish. Misses the putback layup, and Van Lith comes away with it at the end for the Cardinals. Carr catches it going forward. Van Lith with it, pass inside. Poked away by Ebo, goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cardinals.
Another thing that's hurt this Notre Dame offense is Ebo's only got 2 minutes so far since she picked up those 2 fouls so quick.
And 20-7 still your score. 13-point lead in favor of the Cardinals. It's Robinson to inbound on the baseline. She finds Van Lith on the left wing. Pump fake drive baseline. Puts a shot up. goes off the bottom of the glass, rebound by Ebo, and the Fighting Irish are going the other way. Citron crossover dribble to the left wing. Picks up her dribble, finds Bransford, long two, got it. 20-9, Notre Dame finally with a response here in the second quarter. 7 minutes and 10 seconds left to be played. Robinson with 22 seconds on the shot clock, working from the left wing, hands off to Van Lith. Robinson in the left corner. Crossover dribble inside, kick out to Russell. Russell jump stop, lets a fadeaway two go, and that one rolls around the world and falls. 22-9 now your score. The Cardinals with a 13-point lead. It's KK Bransford bringing it up the floor for the Fighting Irish. Hands off to Citron on the top of the key. Ebo with it on the right elbow. Back to Prosper. Right wing three, lets it fly off the glass, doesn't fall. Rebound by Harris, hand off to Carr, and she pushes the pace for the Cardinals. Harris takes a bump, gets the layup up and good, and it'll be an offensive foul called against Carr. Don't count that basket. 22-9, still your score. 6:23 left here in the second quarter.
She actually pushed off Citron on her way to the basket. It was a pretty clear call right there.
And so Bransford will inbound for the Fighting Irish as Carr takes her way to the bench. Morgan Jones coming in for the Cardinals. Inbound to Citron. The Fighting Irish needing a response here with only 6 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Pass to the top of the arc. It's Watson. Hand off to Bransford. Bransford kicks to the corner, Prosper. Prosper crossover dribble, poked away by Van Lith, picked up by Morgan Jones. She goes forward, layup off the glass and in. 24-9 now your score. The Cardinals running away with it. 5 minutes and 55 seconds on the clock. Prosper working on the left wing. Gives to Bransford. It's the Fighting Irish working from left to right. Bransford jump stop pass inside to Watson, poked away by Jones, recovered by Russell, kick to Van Lith. Spin, tries to get the layup, poked away by Citron. Citron gets it back. Ball still loose. It's a pile of humanity, and it'll be Notre Dame ball out on the sideline. It's number 12 in the nation versus number 13 in the nation here at Tech Softball Park. The number 12 ranked Virginia Tech Hokies looking to respond here in the bottom of the fourth. Duke currently leads 2-0. And Virginia Tech has yet to record a hit today. Whereas Duke, well, they've already put up a home run and 2 more hits on top of that. Here comes the first pitch from Curd. Chavez, watch it go high. Ball 1. Head coach of the Hokies, Pete DeMoore, is in his 5th season. He's 203-52 all time at Virginia Tech. Whereas on the other side for the Blue Devils, Marissa Young, in her 5th season as well, is 191-92. Second pitch for Chavez is a ball outside. Grace Chavez has 7 RBIs on the year and 3 home runs, with a batting average of .421. Cassidy Curd throwing a no-hitter so far through 3 innings. Next pitch, ball high and inside. Coming into today, Cassidy Curd with a pretty solid record of 7-0 on the season. Next pitch from Curd. Finally finds the zone. Strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs in the bottom of the fourth. Duke leads 2-0 over the Virginia Tech Hokies. Here comes Curd with the 3-1 pitch. And it catches the corner of the zone. Chavez was ready to walk her way to first base, but the count goes full instead. Grace Chavez sets her feet. 3-2 the count. Cassidy Curd has given up 2 walks today. She's trying to avoid giving up a third. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swung on by Chavez, pop fly towards first base, and it is caught by Tapia. 1 up, 1 down for Virginia Tech. Up next, it'll be Jamie Bailey in the 4 slot for the Hokies. Bailey flew out to second base in her first at-bat today. Jamie Bailey has 26 RBIs on the year with 8 home runs and a batting average of .347. Here comes the 0-0 pitch from Curd. Swung on by Bailey, deep shot towards left field, clearly over the wall, and Jamie Bailey strikes back for Virginia Tech. 2-1 now your score. The Hokies with a response here in the bottom of the 4th. And now it's Addie Green who will come to the bag as a big gust of wind is flying over Tech Softball Park. The first hit allowed by the Blue Devils is a home run. And Addie Green, who was walked in her first at-bat, has a chance to respond once again. Here in the bottom of the 4th, there's 1 out. And the Hokies trail 2-1. Cassidy Curd's first pitch to Green. On its way. She rocks back, delivers, and it'll be a low ball 1. Green has 10 home runs on the year with 24 RBIs and a batting average of .322. That home run from Jamie Bailey was her 9th on the year. And here comes the 1-0 pitch from Curd. Green swings right under it. Nice rise ball there from Cassidy Curd. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. In the bottom of the 4th, it's a 2-1 ball game. Virginia Tech trails by 1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Curd. Swung on by Green. It's a shot towards right field and caught by Freelick. Addie Green heads back to the dugout for the Hokies. And now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th, that'll bring up Kelsey Bennett. Bennett, the third baseman, had a pop out to Cassidy Curd, the pitcher, in her first at-bat, which came in the bottom of the 2nd.
Skywalker v. Kenobi, Balboa v. Creed, Batman v. Ra's al Ghul. We've all heard the saying, when the student becomes the teacher. Well, this time, it's Poppy v. Brooks. With Halloween on the way, there is no doubt that howls will be heard in Carter Finley Stadium this Thursday as the number 24 ranked NC State Wolfpack plays host to the Virginia Tech Hokies. NC State is 5-2 this season, with their only losses coming away against both Syracuse and Clemson, who are also ranked opponents. Let's start with 9-seeded Florida Atlantic. Coming into March Madness, the Owls were placed at plus 4,500 to make the Final Four, which means if you placed $1 on FAU, you would have earned $45 in return. Pretty good odds if you ask me. On top of that, only 2 9 seeds have ever made it to the Final Four. Wisconsin did it all the way back in 2000, and Wichita State cashed their ticket to the semifinals in 2013. However, both teams were unable to win the whole thing, as they both lost before even reaching the final game. Now, personally, this has me feeling like Sean Glennon, and I think I crushed it, scribbled out the Russell Athletic logo. You know how it is. Had the last name on the back and my third-grade penmanship, of course. Well, the crisis went as far as the Hokies calling a private plane just before kickoff to fly replacement jerseys in for the 4. This led to Cam Chancellor and Brandon Flowers being able to change into their actual uniforms during the first half. Unluckily for the quarterback duo, however, they were unable to find replacement jerseys. FAU has already written themselves into history, but a win could cement them as easily the best 9 seed ever. Well, let's go from coast to coast. Talk about San Diego State University. Whilst there are plenty of stars for VT, you have to highlight the queen of the Hokies and defending ACC Player of the Year, Liz Kitley, who has posted 6 straight double-doubles whilst averaging 20 points a game. And speaking of royalty, how about Kayla King? She's been making it rain from behind the arc this season, shooting at a 45% clip. History still calls for SDSU as 3 5 seeds have reached the final game, but none have come away with that highly coveted national championship. Defensively, the Wolfpack has created just under 2 turnovers a game and looks to capitalize on a Virginia Tech team who has struggled on offense this season.
Be sure to tune in this Thursday at 7:30 because the Wolfpack is ready to bark, bite, and then rush the bell tower after a long rest against the Virginia Tech Hokies. Well, the bookies may have written off FAU and SDSU, but they still have a chance for greatness. And hey, just remember, it's like Effie Trinket says, may the odds be ever in your favor.